What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLorean here. Welcome back to a brand new video. And today I want to talk about some pretty big news that we've just received about who will portray Lucille in the on-screen adaptation of The Walking Dead. So for the longest time, fans have been wondering, where is the Here's Negan backstory episode, and when will we be getting to see Negan's backstory? And for the longest time, we have not gotten it. We've been always wondering, when will we get it, and so many people have wanted it. But another question that's been kind of going in the back of people's heads is, when we do get this episode, who will be playing Lucille, aka Negan's wife, in the Here's Negan backstory episode, or, miniseries? Because people have been wondering also, is this going to be like, a miniseries away from the Walking Dead main show? Is this going to be like, a spin-off? Or is this going to be actually just one episode or a few episodes inside the main Walking Dead show? And today we finally have an answer to all of those, or most of those questions. So before we do get further into this video, I do want to say that all the sources that I will be using in today's video will be linked down below in the description, so let's go check out everything for yourselves. But without further ado, let's get right into the spicy news. So on November 3rd, the actress who will be playing Lucille tweeted something out, and when I say the name, you'll probably be like, holy shit, is that really her? Or is that really who will be playing Lucille? And yep, it is actually who will be playing her. So on November 3rd, 2020 at 1:25 p.m., I'm not sure that information's actually that, useful, but Hillarie Burton, or at Hillarie Burton on Twitter, aka Hillarie Burton Morgan, and that name might sound really familiar because it really is, but she tweeted out, been pretty hard to keep this a secret, but I love working with Jeffrey D. Morgan, or at JD Morgan. I love watching him become Negan and take on that swagger. And I love the Walking Dead family. They've been a big part of our family for ages, and I'm so grateful for their kindness. XOXO, here's Lucille. Now, to get out of the way and anything why that name might seem familiar, yes, that is Jeffrey Dean Morgan's wife, Hillarie Burton, which is just awesome to think that, his real life wife will be playing his on-screen wife. Now, I've not seen any of her other work and anything, but I'm pretty sure she'll kill it as, Lucille. And it's gonna be a pretty emotional and big, role to take on, since, what happens to Lucille in the comics. And it's kind of, comic spoilers and everything. Make sure to skip ahead if you guys don't, want to be spoiled about it. But essentially, Lucille develops cancer in the Here's Negan backstory comic book. And, she dies and everything, and it's actually pretty emotional, but I'm very interested to see how she'll, portray Lucille and how it will be. And also, this will be happening. She will appear in the 6 extra episodes of season 10, which I'm assuming it'll be one episode. And a lot of people have been saying that, when this takes place, when we get this, is that this will be after Negan's exile and everything, when he's exiled, out of Alexandria Hilltop and everything, which I really hope is not the case. Or more so, it would be interesting if maybe this was Maggie and Negan talking, and maybe Negan's telling her about his about who he used to be before the apocalypse, which I would be pretty interested in, or anything, maybe him and her actually having a moment or anything and talking, or with any other character and everything. Like I said, I just don't want to see him exiled. Also, on her Instagram and Twitter, she's been posting an awful lot of stuff about her time on the set and everything, and just cool stuff in general. I think on her Instagram she posted some very small on-set photos of Jeffrey D. Morgan's chair of Negan and everything, his on-set chair, and some stuff for her Lucille get up, I'm assuming, and talking about her and Jeffrey D. Morgan, or her husband, and everything, reading over lines and everything for their big episode of Here's Negan. And also on her Twitter, she posted a funny thing about whenever she's able to get her Walking Dead or Negan or Lucille or something tattoo and everything, which is pretty funny. But at the end of the day, this is very interesting to hear that Jeffrey D. Morgan's real life wife will be playing his on-screen wife Lucille, which is, like I said, is a very big role to take on. And while I'm not sure which episode this will take place in, from episode 17 all the way to the very last episode of these 6 extra episodes, I am very excited to see this just whole backstory episode, and just in general how she will take this role and make it her own, and what she'll add to the character of Lucille. But I really can't wait to see her play out all the scenes, and if there will be any comparisons that we can make to the Here's Negan comic. But as a kind of final opinion, I'm very excited for her to take on this role and everything. Like I said, very interested to see how she'll make this her own character, and how she'll add to it, or the very cool moments that she'll take from the comics and portray them on screen. But I'm very interested to see this and everything. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below in the comments on how you guys do feel about this. Are you guys excited to see her take on this role? And are you guys like, were you surprised to hear that, it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan's wife and everything? What do you guys think, like, will happen or anything in this episode of, like, here's Negan? And do you think she will, like, nail the role and everything? Because I personally do feel she'll, like, do perfectly fine with the role. And like I said, all the sources that were used in today's video will be linked down below, so you guys could, of course, go take a look at them yourselves. And yep, I'll see you guys later, some amigos, and peace out.